The Northman, King Orvandil military raven, Ethan Hawke, returns to his clan after concluding a successful months-long war campaign. He tells his wife Gudrun, Nicole Kidman, who he wounded in battle, that he intends to pass the crown to their son Amleth, Alexander Skarsgård. That evening, Orvandil and Amleth visit Hymir, Willem Dafoe, a shaman and the king's jester, and participate in a ritual in which they ingest psychedelic drugs, imagine themselves to be creatures in human bodies, and Amleth sees his face on the Tree of Kings that runs through his father's blood. The throne ascent of Amleth is imminent. Orvandil, however, is ambushed by his brother Fjölnir, Klaus Bang, shortly after in a coup. After killing Orvandil's clansman and beheading him, Fjölnir appears to forcefully claim Gudrun as his wife before directing his men to track down and slay Amleth. Amleth escapes into the wilderness despite the warrior's best efforts and makes a promise to kill his uncle, get revenge on his father, and set his mother free. Amleth is a member of a group of berserker warriors who, many years later, ransack towns, slaughter all the males, burn all the children, and sell any survivors as slaves. Amleth meets a seeress, Bjork, after looting a town, and she reminds him of his pledge. She claims that he must find a legendary sword, take on Fjölnir on a lake of fire, and assist a woman in taking the crown. After Fjölnir's tribe was vanquished by another clan, he and his people were exiled to the wastes of Iceland. Amleth learns that a group of slaves is being brought to Iceland to serve Fjölnir. Amleth trims his hair, declares himself to be a slave, and boards the slave ship bound for Iceland. On board, he encounters Olga, a witch who hates being held captive, Anya Taylor-Joy. They resolve to support one another in their individual goals, Amleth to get his revenge, and Olga to regain her freedom. They are forced to work hard as soon as they get there. Amleth discovers that Gudrun and Fjölnir appear to be a happy couple and that Gudrun has given birth to a son called Gunnar, Elliot Rose, with them. For the benefit of Gunnar and her people, Gudrun may be pretending to adore Fjölnir, according to Amleth. An aging sorcerer who stayed devoted to Orvandil is discovered by Amleth hiding nearby. The sorcerer summons the ghost of Hymir, who instructs Amleth on where to locate the blade and warns him that he will soon have to decide between taking retribution and maintaining his family's well-being. Amleth takes this to be a reference to Gunnar and Gudrun. He defeats a demon to get the blade back and progressively sows strife within the clan. When he defends Gunnar from an enemy onslaught and obtains permission to wed Olga, he also wins the favor of Fjölnir. Olga starts to actively participate in his schemes, feeding Fjölnir's troops hallucinogenic herbs to render them frail and easy prey. Eventually, Amleth tells Gudrun who he is and that he is there to save her. She says Amleth is the result of his father raping him and confesses that she joined his clan as a slave. She continues by claiming without proving it that she loves Fjölnir and that he killed Orvandil at her urging. She also claims that she despises Amleth for being his dad's offspring. Amleth, driven by wrath, tracks down and kills Fjölnir's oldest child from a prior relationship before coming clean to him. Olga is able to flee to freedom during the ensuing uproar, while Amleth is taken prisoner. Amleth is subjected to torture by Fjölnir until ravens, his father's spirit animals, set him free. Olga surprises him by coming back to save Amleth and heal him. Amleth decides to give up his pursuit for vengeance since he realizes he has never known love and instead flee to a new country with Olga. Amleth discovers Olga is expecting twins as they leave Iceland on a boat and sees in a vision that his daughter will one day be a great queen. Knowing that the prophecies actually allude to his children and that Fjölnir will hunt them down to end their bloodline, he realized that the prophecies were genuinely about them. Amleth leaves Olga behind on the boat and heads back to Iceland to annihilate his kin. Amleth murders Fjölnir's warriors after releasing the slaves. Gudrun attacks him when he is looking for Fjölnir because he thinks he is after Gunnar. Amleth engages in a fight and ends up killing Gudrun, who thanks him for killing her, and Gunnar while suffering serious injuries. Fjölnir discovers his wife and child dead and summons Amleth to meet him for a final battle at the gates of Hell, a volcano, the lake of fire from the prophecy. Both grieve the deceased before getting into a fight. Fjölnir is beheaded by Amleth, but not before delivering a killing blow. Amleth sees Olga and their kids safe in a vision as he is dying, and that their daughter will fulfill her destiny of becoming queen. When Amleth dies, a gate leading to Valhalla, Norse heaven, opens, and a Valkyrie, Norse angel, follows Amleth's soul there.